Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zubaida, and today I'm presenting a reflective analysis based on a sequence video example, which is enjoying the vegetable garden. As an educator, our focus is on how the reflective practice, intentional teaching, and the EYLF version planning cycle strengthen the children's learning in play-based outdoor environments. So, to begin, I invite you to reflect with me what truly helps a child grow. Is it a knowledge, care, or curiosity? In reality, children grow best when all three of these work together, guided by the thoughtful out educator reflection. The reflection lies at the center of our professional identity. The EYLF version explains that reflection allows educators to pause, analyze, and refine the decisions so everyday moments become intentional, ethical teaching opportunities. So let's see the planning cycle, which says observe, assess, plan, implement, evaluate, reflect, and act, which acts as a compass, helping us respond to each child's developmental pathways. As the EYLF reminds us, the critical reflection opens new learning opportunities. It helps us understand not just what children learn, but how that interaction supported their growth. In this way, reflection protects children's rights to be belonging, being, and becoming. So let's see the evaluation practices and plannings for meaningful learning. Before moving on, it is important to pause and consider how the reflection connects directly with planning and assessment. In the EYLF, the planning cycle is not just viewed as a checklist, rather than it is a living cyclic process where each stage, the observe, assess, plan, implement, evaluate, and reflect, deepens our understanding of children's strengths, interests, and emerging learning trajectories. Within this cycle, educators draw on three interconnected forms of assessment that shape thoughtful and intentional practice. Assessment of learning helps us recognize what the children have already accomplished. Assessment for learning uses current observations as foundations for designing the meaningful next steps, and assessment as learning invites children to reflect, revisit, and communicate their own progress, supporting agency and metacognition. When these forms of assessment work together, reflection becomes purposeful action, supporting continuity, responsiveness, and high quality learning. The evaluation then becomes the starting point of new planning, which prompts us to consider questions like were the intentions really met the children's development? How did the children engage and how and what meaning did they construct? What might we refine, extend, or adapt next time? By sharing these reflections with colleagues, families, and we strengthen the collaborative foundations of Quality Area 1 and Quality Area 7 of the National Quality Standard. This ensured shared responsibility, transparency, and a consistent commitment to continuous improvement across the learning community. So, here is the setting of the vegetable experience context. The Esequia's vegetable garden video provides a rich example of how the high quality small group outdoor learning grounded in play, exploration, and responsive teaching. Throughout this experience, the children engage deeply with natural environment, exploring colors, textures, plant growth, and living creatures with genuine curiosity. You can just watch this video from the Connecting with Practice, which is sponsored by Asequa. So, in this video, as they move on through the garden, they examine carrot tops, feel the soil, and make predictions about which the vegetables might be big enough to pick. The educator sensitively joins their exploration using simple yet powerful open ended questions such as do you think this one is big enough? Or to prompt reasoning, comparison, observational thinking. Her questioning allows children to test ideas, debate possibilities, and revisit their assumptions, demonstrating the essence of inquiry based and play based learning. As the children attempt to pull up a carrot, the educator remains close by, modeling gentle persistence and offering just enough guidance to support success while still honoring the children's agency. When they discovered multiple small carrots attached to one plant, the educator validates their excitement, introduces new language saying tiny, round carrot, and helps them think about next steps such as washing the vegetables or planning to take them home. This experience continues to unfold naturally as the children water the garden beds, practicing care for living things and demonstrating growing environmental responsibility. The educator's warm tone, relaxed posture, and responsive body language create a strong sense of emotional safety. Whereas the educator also maintains eye contact, listens attentively, and uses gentle encouragement, which reflects the EYLF practice of secure, respectful, and reciprocal relationships. Her interaction highlights intentionality, where she knows when to step in with guidance and when to step back to allow children to lead their curiosity. This balance between responsive teaching and child-led exploration illustrates how the quality pedagogy aligned with EYLF version 2 and National Quality Standard Quality Area 1. The experience shows how the meaningful learning unfolds when educators embed intentional strategies within play, using the environment as a rich context for discovery, connection, and lifelong learning. A significant teaching moment unfolded when one of the children struggled to pull a carrot from the soil. Rather than taking over the task, the educator knelt beside the child and gently modeled the action, demonstrating how to move and pull the carrot with a careful twist. Her guidance was calm, paced, and intentional, providing just enough support to help the child achieve success without removing the challenge. This moment beautifully reflects Vygotsky's concept of zone proximal development, where learning occurs most effectively when a child is supported to attempt something slightly beyond their current ability. As the child followed the educator's modeling, they persisted through the challenge, adjusted their grip, and finally managed to pull the carrot freely. Their face lit up with pride, showing how the success, when achieved through guided efforts, built confidence and intrinsic motivation. These micro interactions strengthen important learning dispositions such as persistence, problem solving, fine motor coordination, and emotional resilience. This form of scaffolding is not only instructional; it is deeply relational. The educator's gentle tone of proximity and encouragement communicated trust and belief in the child's capability. This aligns strongly with EYLF outcome for the confident and involved learners, which emphasizes building children's capacity to explore, experiment, and take considered risks when increasing independence. Though this small yet meaningful moment, the educator demonstrated responsive and intentional teaching that supported the child's autonomy, agency, and emerging sense of competence. The educator naturally here extending the experience. The educator might naturally extend learning through conversations. When she said they need water because it was hot yesterday, the educator connected the weather patterns to plant growth, introducing cause and effect and early scientific reasoning. Children mirrored her actions, learning empathy and responsibility for living things, counting broccoli stems and comparing carrot sizes, embedded numeracy skills, measuring, classifying, and estimating all through play. These experiences align with environmental responsibility in outcome 2 and problem solving and inquiry in outcome 4. Though through these children learn not only about the nature but also with the nature. One of the most powerful learning moments in the experience occurred when the children spontaneously discovered cricket resting on a spinach leaf. The educator responded with a calm, intentional tone. Look what I have found. Let's be very quiet. Which immediately shifted the children's excitement into focus, thoughtful inquiry. This gentle direction created the perfect moment for sustained shared thinking. A process described by Siraj Blackwood as the co-construction of meaning through shared dialogue and joint attention. Together, the educator and the child observed the cricket closely, asked questions, and reason about what it might be doing. As they watched its movements carefully, the children naturally demonstrated empathy, suggesting that they move the cricket somewhere safe so it would not harm the plants or be harmed itself. This movement beautifully intertwined the scientific inquiry with emotional learning. Children were simultaneously learning about living things and practicing care and respect and attentiveness. Foundational dispositions for environmental responsibility. The interactions align closely with EYLF outcomes 2 and 3, supporting children to develop a sense of connectedness with the natural world, to care for living things, and to experience well being through calm, respectful engagement with their environment. Reflecting on this experience, we can see clear evidence of the growth across all learning domains: the language, cognitive skills, social interactions, physical coordination, and emotional well being. The educator scaffolding supported children within their development zone while nurturing autonomy. The real tools and natural settings offer genuine multisensory inquiry. Children's reflections, such as our carrots grew because we watered them, show metacognition and a sense of agency. Using the EYLF cycle helps us connect observing curiosity, assessing progress, planning rich provocations, implementing meaningful experiences, and evaluating learning through evidence and reflecting to inform the future steps. This cycle strongly aligns with quality areas 1, 3, and 6. The extension ideas deepen understanding and sustain curiosity through intentional play based experiences. For example, creating mini habitats encourages children to design rethinking and environmental care. Using magnifiers supports observations and scientific inquiry. Pretend play such as cooking for insects nurtures empathy and communication. Composting introduces sustainability in meaningful hands-on ways. Recording children's reflections build confidence and metacognitive skills. These provocations strengthen learning across all EYLF outcomes: identity, connection, well being, learning, and communication, transforming a spontaneous movement into an evolving learning journey. The professional reflection is grounded in our ethical responsibility. The ECI Code of Ethics reminds us to honor children's rights, diversity, and voices. The United Nations Conventions on the Rights of the Children emphasizes children's right to participate and express their views. Here, the theories also shape our work, saying Vygotsky highlights social learning and scaffolding. Piaget. Piaget emphasizes on cognitive construction through exploration. Malaguzi viewed the environment as a third teacher, inspiring collaborative and creative learning. Through critical reflection, we evaluate not only the outcomes but also the ethical intent behind our practice. Collaborative reflection supports Quality Area 7 and strengthens our shared professional culture. Here, in conclusion, we can say that the vegetable garden experience reminds us that powerful learning emerges when we slow down and see the world through children's eyes. A simple moment of pulling a carrot or watching a cricket become a rich learning journey filled with persistence, empathy, and inquiry, along with wonders. Here, the intentional teaching guided by deep reflection transforms everyday experiences into meaningful learning. As the educators, we grow alongside with children. Every seed we plant of curiosity, kindness, or courage nurtures the next generation of confident lifelong learners. As we can see here, all the credible and authoritative sources used throughout this presentation are listed here, including the key EYLF, NQS, ASICO, and theoretical references that inform the analysis. Thank you all for your time and thoughtful attention. I appreciate the opportunity to share this reflection and I look forward to continue these important conversations together. Let's continue nurturing curiosity, connection, and meaningful learning experiences with children at every step of their learning journey.